I didn't realise women could fart from that. Hello, welcome back to Street Switch Photography, and we're doing another one. Yes, this is about a migrant illegally entering an old woman's home. Let's get into it. Switch Photography. So welcome back for another one. I've just found this post on X by Jake Hadfield. So credit to Jake Hadfield. It's a report that is done basically on an illegal migrant from what I believe is the Canary Wharf Britannia Hotel. An illegal migrant has entered an old lady's property without permission. There was a cleaner there at the time who got him out of the actual building. What his idea was, I have absolutely no clue whatsoever, but I thought we'd watch the video and then I'd put my 2 cents worth in. So let's have a look and see what actually happened.
With a friend,
we're going to play the video
rang me for,
and do that.
Funny enough, a pair of Crocs.
Actually, I'll escape.
I've come downstairs and we've gone round to Tiller Road to pick up the Crocs. Upon leaving Tiller Road, we turn right into Bing Street to where we see a lady leaving her property and an illegal immigrant who we recently see, just before that, leaving the hotel. We pull over, he's trying to gain entry. So
they've already seen him. They've already seen this guy by the sounds of it.
Entrance into the lady's house to where we say to the man, like, what are you doing? He decides to run, nearly getting hit by the car that we're in.
Why would he be running? Unless he knew he'd done something wrong. So he clearly knows there's something not right in what he's actually doing. This is an illegal migrant from a hotel in London at what I believe is Canary Wharf. It's called the Britannia, I think. 1 second. Alleged Canary Wharf, yes. So, yeah.
We follow him up the road to where we jump out and say, like, mate, what are you doing? You can't be doing this sort of stuff. He runs up the road to Marsh Wall where we follow him. We then detain him. We don't touch him. We phone the police.
So if you're detaining a person, that can go one of two ways. If you're detaining a person that's actually done nothing wrong, then that can be classed as kidnap, attempted robbery, all sorts of things. So what they did probably wasn't the best idea, but they should have followed him around and rang the police. But then in a few minutes, you'll see exactly what the police did about this, and they talk about two-tier policing.
And we say to the police, like, come down, this is what's happened. They turn up. Once they turn up, this is where the two-tier policing comes into play. They turn
Credit to Jake Hadfield.
up, and when they turn up, they tell us that they can't arrest a man because of it's only trespassing. He didn't say anything. He didn't want to touch anything in their property, which they don't know.
I bet there was something he wanted to touch in the property.
Because of the girl managed to get him out of her property.
Otherwise, why would he have been entering the property in the first place? That's very worrying. That's very worrying.
Put the man in their vehicle and drive him to return him to the Britannia Hotel on the Isle of Dogs, Canary Wharf. We then get down there, and then when we get down there, that's where all the two-tier policing starts. They say they can't arrest a man through trespassing not being a criminal offence, a civil matter.
Yeah, it is a civil matter. If you're asked to leave a premises and you refuse to leave, then it becomes aggravated trespass. That's correct.
What's he doing in there?
What's he doing in the property in the first place? What's his intentions of going into their house?
Although, if you were sat at home in front of the telly and somebody just walked into your house, you're going to be quite shocked, aren't you? You're going to be like, what are you fucking doing? Yeah, very questionable. And the fact that he's an illegal migrant.
And then once we get down there, they then started issuing, what was it?
Section 35 got done for. So the old bill said you've got to leave the property and you can't come back till 2 o'clock in the morning.
So Section 35 basically is similar to a dispersal order. You can't come back until a certain time of the morning or the next day.
Yeah, we've always told the community this was going to happen, and this is what has happened now. It's going on everywhere. It just needs to stop. The whole thing needs to stop. How we're still letting these in. It's been 50,000 now since Starmer took in charge of Labour. It's absolute disgrace. I don't want to swear, but it's an absolute disgrace. And yeah, it's come to a point now. If something don't change now, then it is.
He says it's an absolute disgrace. It is. And it's been an absolute disgrace for months. Now, we know that there are unreported sexual crimes going on all around the country close to these hotels. There is a a national investigation into Pakistani grooming gangs as well. Now, just in Melton alone, we're a small rural town, very small, predominantly white British people that live here. They're the demographics. Always has been a conservative voting town. At the moment, the power leans towards Labour and Independent. Now, we've got a vet camp here, which is an army camp where the Queen's horses are kept and things like that. And we had something called the Afghan scheme, which is where interpreters and things like that, you know, these people that are from Afghanistan that helped us in the Afghan war, are allowed to come and stay here because in their own country they would be persecuted and probably ended, if you know what I mean. Won't go into detail. But just recently it's been proven that the government have been also shipping in Afghanistans from across the waters there in their thousands. And now we've got multiple houses over in Old Dalby being done up to the bloody hill. I've been over there and done a video on it. They are doing these houses up to the hill, and Melton Borough Council's housing stock has gone through the bloody roof with this. And they're importing them. They're importing them. Now, pound for pound, and let's just go on to culture. The Afghans have the highest rape rate in the world of younger people. This is extremely worrying for Melton. And I just wanted to put that out there. It's especially extremely worrying for me, considering I have a daughter. And I will not be responsible for my actions if anything ever happened to her.
It's going to be madness, absolutely madness. And yeah.
Also, the police have said
I'd call Rupert
when we were there
Matthews.
and we was questioning the police as to why they're not arresting the man.
That was a joke. Get over it.
The police exact words was, if your door is open, they're allowed to enter. Which is insane. How can you just authorise people to enter someone's property? We said to them, so the gates are open on the Britannia Hotel. Why can't we go into
Malicious intent.
the Britannia Hotel? They said, you're allowed. When we walked down there, they then barricaded the gates and said no one is allowed into the hotel itself.
Malicious intent.
But it's trespassing, only trespassing on someone's premises. But in terms of the hotel, you can get arrested for it, which is...
Yeah, so that would be two-tier policing, because if you're going to a hotel, which is basically falls under a Cat C, I think, could be a Cat C, so it's open to public, you can walk in, you can ask to book a room, you can blah, 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 blah. It's publicly accessible. Yeah, that would be two-tier policing.
Two-tier, you can't say one rule for one thing, one rule for another thing.
Yeah, but we have got that in this country where white British people are being persecuted. They're being... You can't... So the stupidest thing I ever heard, the stupidest thing under this Labour government was there was a lady outside an abortion clinic and she was a devout Christian. Now, Christians don't believe in abortion, which they are free and able to do. That is what we have democracy for. And she was stood there with her head down like this. Sorry for having to look at the top of my horrible bald head. I've had my ears lowered recently. Saying a prayer in silent, and she got arrested for it. That, warning swear word, is fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
When we were there as well, the old Bill was smirking at us, this, that, the other, trying to antagonise us. There's other people there trying to antagonise us.
Now, I'm hoping there's the footage of the policeman smirking at them and stuff like that, thinking it's funny that an illegal migrant has entered an old blind woman's home. Just so happens the cleaner was there. Big shout out to the cleaner that protected this woman. Again, innocent until proven guilty. He might have thought it was the hotel. Get fucking real.
It's just getting more and more of a joke, and we're all done with it now. We're finished with it. Our family and kids are in trouble over here. We're so in trouble now. It ain't a joke.
Mate, our family and kids are in trouble right across the country. Right across the country. And it seems to me like that many people have got their fucking heads buried so deep in the bleeding sand. It's like small areas like where I live, small towns and things like that, that do not wake up. They don't wake up. They just live in this, you know, fucking delusion that they're living in this world where it's a white picket fence, dancing through the fucking roses and smelling the roses and daffodils and all this bullshit. And it ain't like that at all.
Don't no more. And people need to
they don't want to face it.
People need to liven up now, I'm telling you now. Yeah.
We used to have a generation of warriors. We used to have a generation of people that would turn around and call things out when they're wrong. Now we've got a generation of yellow belly spineless cowards.
Put a They put a Section 35 in place down there and then arrested.
And I know people are going to be pissed off with me for saying that, but you know what? I do not fucking care. My family come first, and that's who I'm going to protect, 100%. And I think every sort of male and every other female that has a family and has kids would say exactly the same thing. You will protect your family. Protect your family. Protect them.
A 57-year-old lady
from this
because
bullshit.
She was sitting on the wall.
She lives over there, and all.
And she lives on the Isle of Dogs. They give her 2 warnings to the point where the Metropolitan Police then handcuffed her and said, I have read you your rights. She said, you haven't. He then said, you must not have heard me. If you wish me to repeat them, I'll repeat them. But I'll have it on video. He never once read her the rights from when he handcuffed her. Never once. So
here we've got Kevin and Perry. A joke. Just a joke. Oh, I thought it was funny. I don't know about you lot. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Thank you. I know. Things get really bad on this channel, especially when you can't do things correctly, but I bet people get fed up with that as well. It never loses the comedy gold for me.
Once done it. They also said about the trespassing to the property. They released a man, drove him back to the Britannia Hotel.
2-tier policing. 2-tier policing. 2-tier policing.
Because of we stopped him from putting him back into the hotel, the police officer moved him on to a safer 100% property elsewhere for the evening. How is there more than one place for these people to stay? Where are they going to? And of course to the area.
Scared,
it ain't safe for anybody to walk around over on the Isle of Dogs anymore. These people need to be moved on. Also finding...
Deport every single illegal migrant. We've got idiots walking around, put a stop to racism with these signs saying refugees are welcome here, and think for some reason that we're against them. No, refugees are welcome here. Yes, we welcome them with open arms. 100%. 100%. Look at the Ukraine thing that happened. People were letting them into their own homes. We welcome refugees. People that are fleeing war-torn countries that bring the family because they want to protect their family. Of all that is right or wrong in this world, that is what a normal human being, a human being that had actually got a heart, would do. But somebody that's crossed on the water in a rubber dinghy without their documentation to tell us who they are because they've committed a crime in another country, or they've come through God knows how many different safe countries to actually get here because they'll get free benefits and everything else. They're illegal. It's like people have lost the fucking ability to understand what illegal means. They are illegal migrants. Illegal.
From the lady, the young girl that was in the residence and actually moved the man on, her mum is blind. She's just come out of hospital.
So once this video's uploaded, watch out in the comments for the first person to call me a racist or something like that.
She's in bed, she's bedbound, she can't get out of bed. She was only there cleaning her property.
You're racist, you are. You're racist against Islam. Well, Islam ain't a race, mate. It's a fucking religion.
If she wasn't there,
just saying,
what does this man do when he goes in there?
Madness.
What does he do?
Madness.
She managed to fight him out of the property, not physically touching him, but turning around, screaming, shouting, the man left. And we jumped out of the motor and we see him and he left, he ran. But if she wasn't there and we wasn't there at that moment in time,
what would have happened? Yeah. So big shout out to Jack Hadfield and these 2 lads that actually did something about this. And this is what we talk about, this sense of community that we need back in Great Britain. You know, people talk about Christianity and everything else. Now, if you're not religious, the fact is Great Britain was brought up on Christian values. It's not just about being a Christian, it's them Christian values. You brought your family up being a white British male, a proud white British male. There is fuck all racist about that whatsoever. Okay? Absolutely nothing. There are people in this country that have moved from other countries, war-torn countries, that absolutely love this country and they look at themselves as British citizens. Okay? They've been here and they've run businesses, they've opened businesses, they've paid taxes, and they, you know, assimilate into our society. They still have their religion and they are free to practice their religion, because I hope that we have a free society. But we don't under this government. We need to get rid of Labour, rid of Conservatives. the only chance we've got, and I don't trust reform 100%, but it's the best option we've got at the moment. It's the best option we've got.
It's like someone above was looking down, asking him to get Crocs. But if that didn't happen, what happens to that lady while she's in bed?
Exactly. Now, that's the end of that video, but it's sort of heartbreaking to think that so many people have lost their way in this country. And they don't want to face the facts of what is happening. Now, all these facts keep coming out. It's happened time and time again. The far left will turn around and say this and say that, and then they'll have actually no substance to anything of what they actually fucking say or bring up, or, you know, and if they have got any substance of it, I will agree with them and I will debate them and I will stand there and have a conversation with them. But until they provide me with that hard evidence, I'm sorry, what can I say? Because all I've seen from what people like to call the far right is evidence of two-tier policing, evidence of two-tier judiciary, evidence of basically the Labour government doing nothing but lie, 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 lie. They are pathological liars. And it goes down to grassroots level. And they actually believe this. They actually believe what they are saying is true, when it clearly isn't. They're incapable of seeing the truth because they cannot do something called critical thinking. They seem to have lost all ability to admit when they're wrong. And to me, that is a very, very dangerous thing. We've got clamps down on free speech. We've got clamps down on all sorts of bloody things. This online safety bill, there's so much. I could stay literally online all day talking about this. But the worry I have is when we've got small towns like my small town here in Melton Mowbray, going through such a big change with all these new houses being built, a big demographic change coming to Melton, and all people have done is buried the fucking head in the sand, not willing to face the facts of what will be happening. And they're, oh, it'll be all right, it'll be fine. No, it fucking won't until something happens. Now, something shouldn't have to happen. You've got to protect you and your family. That is the most important goddamn thing. And whoever disagrees with that, there's something wrong with them, in my opinion. This has been Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell. I do a lot of these videos some days. Other days, I have a rest. With having ADHD, I get what you call adrenal crash. And it affects me immensely. I will be doing a couple of videos on mental health, men's mental health especially, in the very near future. Because that's something I feel very, very close to my heart, is men's mental health. Anyway, this has been Street Switch Photography. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.